Working as hard as possible and trying to do as much as possible doesn't simply equal productivity, especially if we are working on the things that don't matter, if we are working on the wrong things, and if we are working on tasks that don't move the needle, that don't help us to get where we want to go, we are simply wasting time. But on the other hand, if we can focus and work on the right tasks and only do those things, we could actually be a lot more productive even in less time. And all the other things, everything else is simply distractions. And working on distractions equals wasting time. And if we are unproductive, that's where we get stressed, because we all know the things that we should do, and if we don't work on them, that's where stress comes from. So stress simply comes from, in my opinion, from not working on the things that actually matter. And if we are fully honest about ourselves and to ourselves, we can all guarantee that there are a lot of moments in our days that we are wasting time. And I don't think that there's anyone who uses every minute of every day productive, but I think we can all guarantee that there are a lot of moments we could spend a lot more productive. And most of us have at least some idea of the things that we should do. Basically, everyone knows what it is that we actually should do, but those are the things that are mostly not fun to do. Or there are other things that are more fun to do. And that's why we avoid it. That's why we make excuses. And we actually look for distractions so that we can do other things, that we can do things that we like to do more or that are more fun to do. But I think that there are simply two steps to the solution. So first of all, we need to know in which direction we are going. So what is it that we want to achieve? Where is it that we want to go? And if we know that, then we can identify the steps that we need to take to get there. And then it's simply a matter of being disciplined, saying no to everything else. Everything else is simply a distraction, and we should only focus on those steps that could actually get us where it is that we want to go. And if possible, we would all want to wake up tomorrow morning and make huge changes. We all want to be very disciplined and have a very strong mindset. But over time, I've learned that there are no quick fixes and there are no shortcuts, and it's simply not realistic. What I think is realistic is to start with small steps. Like, for example, start with 30 minutes of focused work. I think that we can all, if we look at our schedules, we can all find 30 minutes in our day to just sit down and focus and work only on those steps or only on those tasks that actually move the needle. And over time, those small steps compound. So we start with 30 minutes, then we go to 40 minutes, 50 minutes, an hour, 90 minutes, maybe even 2 hours. But if you are not used to it, if it's not a habit you have, you cannot say to yourself, tomorrow I'm going to sit down and for 2 hours I don't do anything else and I only focus on my work, only focus on those things. It has to grow over time. You have to teach yourself over time. And the main takeaway, what I want to convey here to be more productive is, first of all, know your end goal. Know where it is that you want to go. I see a lot of people that basically have no clue what it is that they actually want to do, that they actually, where they actually want to go. If I would ask you right away, do you know what it is that you really want to achieve, what it is where you really want to go? What is your end goal? You have to know where you are going. And once you know where you're going, we can identify or break it into clear and small steps, because we have to start somewhere. We cannot start at the finish. We have to start at the start. And if we identify those small steps, then we commit to those steps and focus only on those steps. Nothing else, everything else is a distraction. We only focus on those small steps. And focused work in the end means or equals better results. And if we can actually do so, it will give us, along the way, it will give us more and more clarity and could in the end even mean to more free time. We can do the same things in less time, which gives us more free time. Because it is not about working longer. We can work as long as we want and only work on distractions, only work on things that don't do nothing for us. So it's all about working smarter in some way. So we still do the same work, but we do it in less time because we get rid of all distractions and we do nothing else. And Overwhelm is very real. It's very easy to get overwhelmed. But again, clarity only comes along the way. Clarity comes from making progress. The more you do, if you do more, you see what the things are that actually help you, that actually do something, or that actually make progress, and what the things are that don't do anything. But in advance, it's very difficult to see that, especially if there's not someone else, if you don't have some kind of mentor or someone else that is telling you what it is that you should do and that you shouldn't do. So clarity only comes with progress, only comes over time. And if you look back to where you were before, in regards to where you are now, or in regards to where you are over a year, you will see that progress adds up over time. But like many things, it's all about consistency and doing something over a longer period of time. There are no shortcuts. We have to do the work and get in there and simply be patient enough to do something over a longer period of time. And it's not about being perfect. A lot of people want things to be perfect, and if it's not perfect, we are not satisfied, and we might even want to quit. And I am one of those people, but I have learned that it's more about just starting small, having something to work with, because then at least we have some feedback. We know what is working, we know what's not working, and by doing so, we gain more and more clarity, or at least that's what I have experienced. So consistency and small steps equal big results. If we can consistently take small steps, in the end, over time, that is what will lead to big results. And if you can manage to do so, if you can manage to keep going, even if you don't see immediate results, you'll be amazed at how far you have come, or you'll be amazed at how far you could come. And that's at least how I look at it. That's my perspective. Let me know in the comments about your perspective. Let me know about your experiences. And also share this episode with others who you think may find it useful. It would be very much appreciated. And thank you very much for listening.